Let's take a look at what's new in H2R Gear version 1.18 and 1.19. So we have lots of new features to take a look at, and I'll start by opening up a nice big plan to take a look at those new features. First thing you might notice is the maximum zoomed in ratio has been increased, so you can really zoom into things now, take a good look around, which is really great for showing stuff off and taking PNG exports and things like that. In fact, speaking of exports, one of the newest features is the ability now to export a JPEG or a PDF. Now this is very much in testing right now. Let me know if you have any issues with that. But just like before, where you could do a PNG, now you can do a JPEG or a PDF. Heading back to my plan, one of the other new features is I can now select items, and I can select multiple items. So I'm just selecting one item by clicking on it, and then I'm holding down Shift on my keyboard here to select multiple items. And what happens whenever I select multiple items is I can move them all at the same time, which is quite nice. Depending on what computer you have, this might really feel slow. If it's a fast enough machine, or if you're not selecting too many items, then you should be okay. But otherwise, it's doing a lot of work behind the scenes to get all of these things moved and all the cables recalculated, but it looks really good, works well, and it's great for moving multiple items. Still on the plan here, I can actually use my keyboard to navigate now. So I'm using W to go up, S to go down, A to go to the left, and then D to go to the right. Same goes for the arrow keys on my keyboard here. I'm just tapping them up, down, left, right, and it's working. And if I hold down Shift while I do that, you can see here that I'm moving faster. So without Shift, with Shift, I can move around fast. And then I and O, so zoom in and zoom out, I and O, lets me on the keyboard zoom in and zoom out, and I can use Shift as well to go a little bit faster on that and really get a good look at my plan. Use the arrow keys to get it into position. I'll open up my pack list for the next feature, and you'll see here now I have everything organized and collapsed depending on if it has the same name or not. So for example, I have 8 microconverters SDI to HDMI in this plan, and now they've all been collapsed together. Much easier to read. And in fact, one of the other updates on packlist is at the bottom. I can now choose to pack all my items or unpack them all. If you start from an older plan and some things are packed and you want to unpack everything, then you can go down, unpack all, and it will unpack all of the items. And one of the final things to take a look at in this video is if I add multiple inputs and outputs to my builder here, there's actually a new way to take a look at all of the options within the connection type here. So instead of looking through a list, I can actually start typing in the name. So SDI, maybe the next one is EtherCon, and I can do that, which is one of the new connections. We also have PowerCon now as well. A much easier way to find things instead of scrolling through a big long list and trying to find what those things are. So that's a new look on the builder there. So as always, give things a go, and be sure to visit this link at the bottom here to see what's new in each version so you don't miss any of the bug fixes or new features that I've added.